Hey everyone, welcome back to the Random Opening series. Today we're starting off with the new number generator. And the first opening is 5. Go to the Google Drive docs. Oh, unorthodox, perfect. Quick shout out to Martin, who was a very inspirational mentor during my undergraduate research, and who is also a good friend of mine and my creditor because I owe him a lot of beers. Okay, kicking off with the unorthodox. We are white this time, so that means we're going to have to play the Tengen a bit later. So, yeah, he's going to have 2 moves in a row, but we'll see. So, large knight approach to 3-3. Yeah. The key thing is just how to use the Tengen stone. I think I mentioned this a few times already. It's not an easy task, necessarily. So, okay. The attach and extend. With a double approach Joseki, the extending move has been less popular nowadays. And that is because if black plays a Kosumi, white can play the knight's move to have better shape. Wow. I think we've come across a lot of similar players like this before. They just very like to fight. They don't leave you alone. Okay. I don't necessarily have to connect there. But I think I'll just... yeah, I think I will. It's quite big for him to live in the corner. And one other thing is that if he plays a knight's move, I can still attach and cut. So I'm going to play the tiger's mouth there. Yeah, if I Kosumi, he should have some problems. Okay. So he extended. I'm not going to let him connect back. If he connects back, then his shape would be good, but since he has to Hane in order to live the upper right, he's going to hurt his other group while doing so. So that's going to be my strat. I'm tempted to play this or attach. Let's go with the attachment. I don't want to peep because if he connects, it's kind of helping his shape. Okay, a lot of options now. Yeah, again, his shape is so bad right now, since yeah, he's so much to worry about. I completely didn't realize that he connected. Oh, if I realized, I would have connected because it would have been Sente. Oh man. Okay, that was bad. I mean, it could have been better. It could have been better. So since he does that, I can just capture this other group. He can push through here though, and he does. Good. Pretty strong play. I'm not going to fight him directly because my shape is also quite bad. So I'm just going to protect my groups first. So I'll just escape with the knight's move. And extend. So I'm actually already alive. Okay, he actually actually attached. So I need to play an exchange if he blocks. But otherwise, it's alive. And playing very quick. Showing confidence. I think he could have pushed here first, then extend, because then it would leave a cutting point. But when he pushed and I play the bamboo, then he would have extra liberty, so he can do what he might have been able to do, whatever he did there. But right now it's we'll just capture the 2 groups and see what he does with the lower group. So finish these groups off. Okay, well that's definitely not going to work. I think I'll just Hane for a cleaner kill. My fan is actually going crazy. I hope you guys don't hear that. Okay. Actually, we've pretty much already made use of the Tengen Stone because it really helped us with the fight in the middle. And since my group is pretty settled, I have a huge territory now, and that will secure me the win. Okay, blocked, so I'll cut first, and then make this group alive. I wasn't really thinking too much about the Ko, actually. I should have, because it's definitely not alive if there's a Ko there. And that will be a problem. Okay, I have to extend back. So he's going to protect, and then I need to live. It's kind of... It's not ideal, but it works. So after he plays a move here, I'll make this group alive. And then we'll continue to expand the lower right if he plays somewhere up there. Always capture first. Oh, wow, that's actually it. Oh, no. Okay. Huge mistake by me. But I don't think he realized. Oh my gosh. He should throw in now. And that would have made my group Ko. Okay. 95% of the time you should capture first in a Ko. But if your opponent doesn't have to capture back right away, it just might be a huge mistake. Okay, but it wasn't the end of the world because that kind of Ko, he needs 3 moves. So it's a very advantageous Ko for white, but and also given that white has this huge territory, I'm not worried, but it's still quite, I think it's a very comical mistake that really shouldn't have happened. This is actually a good move. Probably he didn't think too much about it. He just played it out of intuition, but it was a good move. At this point, I don't even care if he lives. If he has a weak group, then he won't be able to make any of the rest of the board into territory. And yeah, so I'm pretty confident I can prevent him from living, even if he can escape. So I think I should be okay with that. So I'm going to threaten the cut here. Okay, so he doesn't want this group anymore. Oh yeah, my display might look a little different because I think I forgot to enable the Asian characters. You have to type in like a different line of code to do that on a Mac. Because I'm using Wine, it's a little annoying. Okay, so at this point, it's basically just I just secure whatever I have, and I'm gonna have a pretty big win. So I'm not going to go with a really aggressive moves because it's really not needed anymore. So I just invade this corner and slowly reduce the left side. Whenever you have a Moyo and you also have a weak group, like Black does here, it's really hard to actually make it into territory. Huh. In this case, I guess I just capture the stone. This is like the AlphaGo Joseki. Except usually you ladder, but in this case, yeah, the left side is the biggest. So playing the Tiger's Mouth is the correct move there. I want to play like a light move. So I think I'm going to go with something like that. I don't really care if he captures a few stones. It's not going to affect me very much. These stones are very narrow, right? The main territory is going to be on the left. Is he going to try and cut off my big group though? He might be able to fight a little bit though with that. Yeah, if he can cut off my over here. We had this. I had this big brain moment where I didn't realize that the fox coordinates had I, but apparently they do. So I9. That was the cutting point I was talking about. Well, now I don't even have to care about that because I just captured the 3 stones in the middle. I feel like for 3 done players on Fox, you really have to capture pretty much the whole board in order for them to resign. So usually it will take some time. But of course we have those fast ones. But most of the time it's just a little... It can get a little grindy, so... Okay, how about this? I'll skip over to the end so that you guys don't have to stay for this. And I will be back when I've ended this game. And I'm ready to find my next opponent. Okay, that was relatively fast. We finished off with the upper left, and that was it. So let's go. Next opening is 1. We haven't had the Ren Sei for a while, so let's go with the Ren Sei opening. Both Ren Sei and Unorthodox are falling behind a little bit, only 11 wins each. So it's going to take some time before they advance. But we have 2 5-down accounts already, and it's already getting up there. It's already getting more interesting. Okay, this time my opponent did let me to play the Ren Sei as white. Oh, wow. It's important to note that when you extend, it's bigger to extend from the 3-4. And that's because there's no corner invasion, but I can always just invade the corner here. And his move here won't be very efficient. Okay, so he attaches. And then Tanuki's. Very interesting order moves. It's not something I would have picked, but yeah, he's kind of just attaching a Tanuki. Okay, well, we'll definitely need to finish what's on the left side. Then we'll see. Okay, he went with the cut. Maybe I should have actually did something else. He needed to Hani there. This Hani is too big for eye space, and I can pawn it first before tending to my 2 stones. He's already in trouble here. Because of that one move he didn't play. The extension on top wasn't really urgent because I couldn't capture the stone anyway, so he could have just Hani'd and connect there. Okay, and now we play... I want to play the attachment, actually. Well, we'll just go with a more regular move. Definitely will be a liberty race of some sort already, because black isn't completely alive yet when white Hani is here at b1. Oh, he attaches. I expected him to play c10. I think I need to pull back here. And then I'm going to make the Hani exchange first to see how he responds. We haven't actually won the liberty race yet. It's still fairly close. He reduces my liberty. I cannot escape in the middle because I also have a weakness at c8. Okay, so he decides to Hane first. I don't think this move is quite necessary. And then I will Hane there. I think he's playing... I don't know about that attachment though. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Do you attach first and then just jump off to somewhere else? Okay, he pulls back. That doesn't reduce a liberty, which means I think I should be able to win this liberty race because he hasn't reduced my liberty. And if I still lose the liberty race, then, well, that really sucks for me. Okay, so... Hane, take away the eye. I do have... Yeah, this will typically end up in a ko. It's pretty much impossible for white to play a1 and then reduce because it requires 3 moves as opposed to just 1 move if I play a2 and start the ko. So it's going to be really hard to have not ko here. So it'll definitely be a ko of some sort. Okay. Yeah, at this point, I shouldn't play locally anymore. Then I actually have local co-threats. Another thing I could do is I could throw in first, then throw in at b3, and then capture back using b3 as a co-threat to capture back at a2. So I have 2 options here. I'm actually leaning towards tenuking because when he reduces, then I can start the ko. So it's not super heavy for me. And this is a big move because I expand my upper side as well as reduce the extent of black's influence. And then whenever he reduces, then I start the direct ko. It's much more efficient to do it that way for me, because then I would save a move. He needs to spin a move in order to start the ko. So whenever he doesn't spin a move, I don't start the ko. And that's going to be a much better way of dealing with it. So I have a local co-threat now, actually, due to my Hane and double Hane here. And then I get to capture back, so then it's up to him to find the next one. This is a pretty... it is at a loss, though. I think it's perfectly fine for white to find a co-threat in the lower right corner as well. Okay. This is very difficult. I definitely can't respond anymore, but then my corner is going to be completely destroyed. So it's actually hard to say whether or not I actually gain from this exchange. My opponent is playing very well up to this point. Okay, that was a bad move though. He should have extended directly, because then he would either capture my start point stone, or he would capture my O3 stone right here, if he extended into the corner there. But now he just lives in the corner, which is actually, then it's definitely good for white up to this point. I still keep everything and the outside, and all he does is live in the corner. But he sacrificed the upper left. And that is no doubt going to be good for white. So we're going to pincer here. It's my way of invading on the bottom. Oh, the kick. Interesting. The kick is pretty rare. It was played by AlphaGo, but that was a very special circumstance. So I'm going to play the Peep and then Hane, and then attach on top. So this is a good way to Sabaki. Huh, he wedged. Oh, okay. Now I probably won't get this Atari because he's going to Atari on the outside, but that's no big deal. I will just extend back. I don't really want to connect because he can actually threaten my cutting point again, so I'm just going to extend back. Much stronger shape here. It looks kind of weird though, and I don't really like this shape because, well, I can Atari at M16 in Sente, so I pretty much have an empty triangle here. But since I can't get it now, I guess this is my only... Oh, I know what I did wrong. I should have Atari'd at M16 first before Atari at O14. Okay, yeah, that would have made things a lot better, actually. Okay, so then, since he escaped here, I saved a move because I actually don't have to protect the cutting point for my first line stone anymore. Okay. Then, the reason why I said that I don't have to protect because originally I had, well, if he Atari, he would have taken away a lot more territory. But now if he cuts, I just sacrifice the one stone, and I can keep the rest of the territory. Yeah, but escaping here is probably not that important right now. Well, the one big problem is that the rest of the board is too empty. So he's just escaping a few points, but then he's giving white control for pretty much the rest of the board. Okay, I should start saying they. Yeah, I'll start saying they. Yeah. This player is actually doing quite well. They're doing quite well. I definitely have a big advantage now, but starting from the beginning, they managed to hold up very well. Pretty much up until they didn't find the correct move in the upper right, and then now it's not. I don't feel any pressure at all. Yep. He's starting to fight here again, and what about the middle group? And I can actually get a lot in the corner first before attacking the middle as well. So all of these are probably going to get captured. He really doesn't want to push and cut. Because after he does, he can't capture my stone, and he's going to owe a move in the corner as well, because when I pull the stone back here at R4, then the corner's dead. Okay, so my opponent got salty and he timed out at the end. Let's get the next opening. Yes! Wow! Okay, right when I say these are falling behind, we're back to Unorthodox. Alright, so I guess we're all white today. Let's continue on the Unorthodox. This is our 12th game now. I've seen so many interesting approaches on the 3-4 point already. It's quite. I guess people don't really learn the Joseki for the 3-3s, but as evidence suggests, that's something that probably that should be taught. Okay, we're still gonna, for completion, we're still gonna play the Tengen. And he pincers me. Okay, so is he trying to attack me, or does he just hate my territory? I think he just hates my territory. Now, normally you don't want to pincer like this if you're not threatening your opponent. The second reason why you might do that is if you have a huge wall and you want your opponent to invade. But if you're just pincering a relatively strong group, that's never going to be a good move. So I guess we'll just push through here. Then I guess you'll Atari and Atari this way, but I captured the 2 stones, so I'm pretty happy with that as well. Although I do get Gote. That's the only bad part. Well, yeah, if they try to live inside, then I'm also not really worried about that. If they live, they would have to hurt the left side. Not sure what that move was. The attach and cut will definitely not work. So yeah, yeah. All they have is that Atari. So it's basically the same as pushing and pushing again. It's not sure why they did that particular order. In this case, I think it's important to extend once. If I connect, then they would be able to play the clamp, which is very annoying. But I didn't realize black connected again. Wait, does connection even work for making the group alive? My intuition is that it doesn't. But I'm also not going to go out of my way just to capture it. I think it's perfectly fine for me to spend 2 moves outside and let black live with 3 points on the bottom. Actually, it's more than 3 points, black descends, but you get the idea. After I push out, I indirectly protect my cutting point, so whenever I Hane, black is going to be dead. It seems like somehow my opponent always finds a way for me to use my Tengen Stone, because now the Tengen Stone actually looks like it's in a very nice position. I will definitely cut this group off. Letting it connect would mean that it's 2 weak groups connecting. Normally I wouldn't, but I guess in this case I'll just connect. And then I can capture the stone. Well, maybe I'll just, if he connects, maybe I'll just connect back. I don't really, I'm not feeling, oh, okay. He's gonna let me capture this. Actually, he's gonna just let me capture the low group. Okay, I'll capture the low group. I thought he was going to connect first. If he connects and I capture, then when he blocks, there's going to be stuff. So I don't want there to be stuff. So I'm going to just let them. Well, I didn't let them live actually. I captured the group. Why does it say force counting? I think I hover. Yeah, it does that whenever I hover my mouse over something. Okay. It seems like the common pattern with these 3-dan games is that one fight pretty much ends it. But then the game will continue and continue. Right now there's another cutting point in the middle. After I Atari the boxy 5, then I can cut in the middle. Later on, I don't even have to worry about my group having to liberty race with this, because I can just capture the 3 stones. Okay. Of course, it's beneficial to play on, even if you get a group captured. But I'm just kind of complaining here because for me it's a little bit repetitive. I mean, it's fine because it will only last a while, and this is great content for you guys. Eventually, we'll get up there. Then it will be all the interesting parts. It's probably smarter for me not to connect the box E5 actually, since the middle is so important right now. Yeah, if I were black, I would actually play the tiger's mouth. Wow, very good. This is very good judgment by my opponent just then. Of course, it feels nice to capture the stones, and it doesn't feel very good to sacrifice a big group, but then, okay, this move is probably too important to skip. He's trying to recapture my group, but then he's missing a lot of outside stuff, and this is not going to be a working variation. Yeah, I don't need to save that stone. I can just connect it outside. Okay. But then I actually pushed through, so he pretty much lost the right side after white played these moves. And then I also escaped. He did get the turn, which will help the corner territory a bit. Okay. Well, the fight is still... Well, it's still on, but... Yep, so... Yeah, he's gonna get that Atari Sente, and then... I feel like playing this move a little bit, since he didn't play. But of course that's going to be too slow. It's only a reverse Sente. Although it does threaten to live, but I also don't want him just to play another move I have to live, and then he's going to expand more. I definitely don't want my two stones to die as well. His group is still under threat, and that means saving the two stones is important for me. I'm debating whether to extend or connect. Probably should connect. Yeah, I'll just connect. Oh, that's very... I can just clamp here, so he needs to protect. He probably realizes that now, yeah, so he protects back, yeah. You should actually definitely, this really shows the importance of reading. If you can see like after this it doesn't work, you should just jump right away, right? It seems like it's just a small exchange, because equivalently black exchanged h12 and g13. But really, during a fight, small exchanges like these, they pretty much decide the fight. So this is where the accurate reading comes in. So I'm going to make his shape bad, and then I think I'll just protect the right side. I'm a little I'm a little greedy with this, but I feel like it's doable. And then I can keep attacking him. I don't want him to go to the right side. Then he can threaten to make eye space as well as reduce my territory. Yeah, I think this is a decent direction for the fight. I don't know why he played the knight's move there. Can I just cut? I'm just going to cut everything. Well, his group only has one eye. That's the main reason I'm attacking this really hard. There is no escape, so I'm 100% at killing this group. But of course, if I wasn't, I wouldn't play this. Then black is destroying all the corner and, you know, getting all the forcing moves on the top. But I'm pretty much 100% at killing this. Okay, he might have a push here though, but he has to spin a move up top. If he just lives, then yeah, then I just capture the top again. Then it's still good for white. But if he plays a move on top, then I just, you know, I'm more than 100% killing this if he plays somewhere else. Attach is a good move, but I can just Kasumi, and if he pushes and cuts, I can Hane, so it doesn't really work at this point. He does have to watch his liberties also. He doesn't have that many liberties. It looks like white is also getting surrounded, but black's outside stones are so in bad shape that white won't get surrounded. For example, if he blocks here, I capture the two stones, and then what? He can't block, because when I cut, he's gonna have all sorts of issues with another cutting point. And yeah, just so many forcing moves on the outside. Yeah, so with a bit of reading, you can see that none of this will work. And also, I have 4 liberties. If he tries to extend or do a liberty race with me, it's also really clear. There's absolutely no doubt. I could have extended, I think. That might have reduced the amount of variations a little bit, but I wanted to, I like to have like a clean shape. So that's why I did that, but yeah, none of this is going to work. Especially after I cut here. The only chance that he had was to Atari the other empty triangle. Then he could have Atari'd and then protected this cutting point. This cutting point is very devastating, because I have an extension that's also Sente. So, yeah, pretty smooth ending. But in the beginning, my opponent just played super aggressive, and with it, like, I think it's really important at any level to have a regular opening. When you play like this and you live small in the corner, you're leaving the whole board for an opponent to use for their influence. So yeah, definitely pay attention to your opening, guys. It's so important. Okay, with that, I think I'm going to end the episode and draw the next opening, and it's 6, which is going to be double 3-5. So one of my personal favorites. So thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I would appreciate it if you can like or subscribe. And I'm Ryan. See you next time.